Chorus class. Lovely to see you again today. Hope you are all well. And today I was in school today, so I was lucky enough to talk to some of you today. It was so nice to talk to you. I talked to Felix and Hanaya and Isra's daddy and Moira's mummy, and so I spoke to lots of you today, which was lovely. And I'm going to try over the next few days to try and see if I can talk to some more of you. It was lovely to talk to you as well, Rico. Lots of you I talked to. It was lovely. So today's maths lesson, Thursday's maths lesson. We've been doing lots of different counting over the last week or so. We've counted lots in ones and we've counted in twos. And then yesterday you did some counting in tens. So you thought about starting on one of those one-digit numbers and then counting in tens. So let's start with doing that now. So let's start on 8, counting in tens from 8. Ready? 8, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98. Let's start on 4. Ready? 4, 14, 24, 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94. Fantastic. Well done. If you wanted to, you could pause the video and have a go and doing that a bit more. Or maybe what you could do now is pause the video and do something else. And Moira, I want you to have a go at doing this because I know you are doing all your maths work really quickly. So this is what I want you to do now. In a minute, you're going to pause the video and I want you to count in tens, but this time I want you to write the numbers down as you're counting in tens. So if I was going to start from 3, I would write the numbers down that I'm counting in and I'm counting in tens. So I'd write 3, 13, 23, 33, 43, 53, 63, 73, I can write them here, 83 and 93. So there, I'm counting in 10 starting at 3. So what you could have a go at doing now is pausing the video and writing your numbers when you're counting in tens. Great, if you've done that, we're going to now move on and counting in 5s. Now I think counting in 5s is the most tricky one that we do in year 1. I think it's really tricky to remember. We're really good at the beginning, but there's sometimes we get a bit lost. So let's count in 5s and we'll stop when we get to 50. Okay, let's have a go. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Amazing. Let's do that again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Do you think we could do that again? But do you think we could go all the way to 100 counting in 5s? Let's have a go. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Brilliant counting. Well done. Now, early years children, yesterday in your maths, you were thinking about taking some objects. I've got some counters here, but you could maybe do spoons or forks or cups, anything you can get hold of, and making sure that you could count out a certain number. So you have your counters, and then if your grown-up said to you 5, you could count out those 5 objects. And do you remember we talked about how it's much easier if we move them away from the big group of objects and have them in a line? So if from mine I want to find 5, I would try and make a line of 5 over here like this. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today I want to make sure that you can count out at least 10 objects. So yesterday we thought about slightly smaller numbers, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. Today I want to make sure that when you have a big group of objects that you can count out at least 10. So I'll show you once now. Ready? I'm going to count 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Counting out 10 objects. So early years children, what I'd like you to do now, year 1 you can do it as well, is I'd like you to find a big group of objects. Maybe in your house you've got lots of plates or lots of forks or lots of buttons or lots of things that you might have. I want you to find a group of them. You can use your counters. In your bag you should have some counters, so you can do it with counters. I want you to make sure that you can really accurately, that means really well, making no mistakes, you can count out 10 objects. So I want you to pause the video now and go and have a go at doing that. Great, so you should have done that by now. And then early years children, I've got one more thing I'd like you to do. So we've been thinking about our numbers and thinking about counting out different objects. Tomorrow we're going to be really thinking about writing those numbers for reception and year 1 children, because sometimes children are still, when we write our numbers, when you do a number 5, it's going to be a bit hard for me to do, you're still doing them backwards. We need to, so tomorrow we're going to be doing that. So what I want early years children, I've started doing it here, early years children, and year 1 you can do this as well. I want you to have a go on your whiteboard at writing the numbers to 10 and then representing, showing those numbers in different ways. So here I've written my numbers 1, 2, 3, and I've decided that for each number I'm going to draw a dot, a stick person and a flower. So here is my number 1 represented. Here's my number 2 represented. So I've got the number 2, I've got 2 dots, 2 people, 2 flowers. Here I've got the number 3 represented. I've got the number, dots, flowers and people. If I was going to go on, which I want you to do, I'd write number 4 because that's the next number. I'd do my 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'd do my 4 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my 4 stick people. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like you to have a go at doing that with all your numbers up to 10. So you should end up with a whiteboard full of your numbers to 10, as well as different ways of representing that number. So early years children, I'd like you to have a go at that. I would really love to see some photographs of your boards with all your numbers represented in different ways. And then you can email it to our Forest Class email address. That would be lovely to see, early years children. Something like that. Right, Year 1 children, we are going on today to think about addition stories. We're going to think about looking at pictures and writing addition calculations from a story, and then also looking at calculation and drawing a story from that calculation. So I'm going to start by writing a calculation, and then we're going to have a go at drawing, representing that calculation in pictures. So today is not about solving problems, it's not about finding the answer, it's about representing that calculation. So here is my addition calculation. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So somehow I need to draw a picture to show that calculation. So let me think. I think I'm going to do, it's a bit difficult doing this upside down, but I think I can do it. I'm going to do trees. I've got 2 trees because I've got 2 parts of my calculation. There's 2 parts, 1 whole, 2 parts. Here are my 2 parts. And my first part is 3. So I'm going to draw 3 apples on my tree. And then I'm going to draw 4 apples on my tree. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is my calculation represented as a picture using trees and apples. Let me show you another one. If I were to do I'm going to draw a picture to represent this calculation. So I've got 2 parts to my calculation. 2 parts. We know that that's the whole because that's an addition calculation. This time I'm going to do oh, it's supposed to be a leaf. Doesn't really look like a leaf, does it? We do another one. So these are leaves. And then I'm going to draw bugs on the leaf. I've got 2 leaves because I've got 2 parts in my calculation. There. And I've got 4 bugs on each leaf, and that represents my calculation. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to write my calculation, and then when I've written it, I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to draw a picture to represent that calculation. It might be using trees, it might be leaves, it might be people on a bus, it might be anything you want it to be. It can be anything you want. So here is the calculation. And so doing this really helps us to know that you really understand what addition is all about, because this isn't about working out the answer. This is about representing that calculation to show us you understand what addition is. So you can pause the video and draw a picture to represent that calculation. Great, I'd love to see a picture maybe of some of those pictures that you've done. That would be great. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. Let's do, was that right? Yeah. There we go. So I'd like you to draw a picture to show this calculation, please. So pause the video now. Right, so you should have them. I wonder what you've done. Do you know what I might do on this one? I might do a table with children sat around the table. So I've got 2 tables because I've got 2 parts to my calculation, and 6 children sat around that table. 3 children sat around that table, and altogether we've got 9. There's that calculation. Now, Forest class, year 1 children. What I want you to do now in your packs, I'm a little bit worried because I can't find it in my pack. What I wanted you to do was, I've got a picture here, I've got it on my phone so I can show it to you. I want you to look at this picture and I want you to write some calculations to go with that picture. I've lost the picture now. Let me just find it. Here. So, this is the picture. It should be in your pack, but it might not be in your pack. What I want you to do is I want you to look at this picture. I'll put it closer again in a minute, and then you can pause it and write some calculations to go with that picture. So you might decide to do children on bicycles and children playing with a kite. So you would count how many children are on the bicycles. You would count how many children are flying a kite. There's your 2 parts. And then you'd add them together to make a whole. Let me show you. So I'm going to look at the picture. So I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children playing on the bikes. I'm going to add that together to the number of children who are flying a kite. 1, 2. 2 children flying a kite. And 6 plus 2, and I would add them all together. I can hold 6 in my head because that's my biggest number. 6, 7, 8. There is my answer to my calculation. So what I want you to do, if this picture is not in your pack, I want you to pause the video and I would like you to write as many calculations as you can think of looking at that picture. You could do number of trees and number of children. You could do the number of wheels and the number of girls. You could look who you think was a girl and a boy. How many girls, how many boys? How many addition calculations can you write from this picture? Okay, pause the video and have a go. Brilliant, well done. Again, year 1 children, I'd love to see some pictures of some of the calculations that you have done today. Tomorrow, we're going to be thinking about subtraction stories. Same sort of thing, but with subtraction. Okay, talk to you soon. Lots of love. Bye.